in the chat. Today we're going to be doing a little fun but challenging drawing tutorial, a Disney drawing tutorial. You guys, we've been doing a few of these over the past couple months. I wanted to go back to this and loop back and do something a little bit more challenging, so we can kind of continue to build up our skills and challenge ourselves. So we will be doing a Disney animator drawing lesson and cartooning and drawing a Disney character together. And when you're doing these, if you don't have the full time to stay the whole lesson and finish the drawing, that's totally fine. Just drop out when you have to go. And then I'm going to post a link to the video. Just make sure that you follow and draw along with the video. Because I want to see those steps, that you're actually following through the steps, not just kind of, doing your own drawing of the character. So before we get started, I want you guys to try to guess which movie we will be drawing a character from today. Does anybody recognize this? This is called a stereogram.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I know the character. I just forgot his name.
Okay. Do you know what movie it is? Let's test your knowledge. Yes, the parrot from Aladdin. Yes, it's Iago, his name is. And Iago is also, like, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Shakespeare play called Othello. The name Iago came from Othello, because Othello was the one who was the main character, but Iago was the one who betrayed Othello, the protagonist. And so I always think about Iago as having a really good name. All right, you guys, so we're gonna get started. Get a pencil and a paper. Just drop ready in the chat when you're ready. I don't want to take more than 1 minute though, because we will be running short of time otherwise. Okay, Chris is ready. Miriam's ready. I am ready. Adam, okay. Senia. Okay, I'll give everybody another 30 seconds, and I'm gonna press play. And like I said, you guys, don't worry if you do need to do this at your own pace or you need to finish on your own, that's totally fine. Okay, I'm gonna start playing it just for the sake of time.
Animation Academy at Disney's.
Just let me know if you guys have any questions in the chat, or you can unmute yourselves if you need me to slow down.
Hollywood Studios in Florida. Here at the Academy, we teach our guests how to draw their favorite Disney characters. One of the characters we're getting a lot of requests for is Genie from Disney's Aladdin, voiced by the great Robin Williams. Let's draw. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna actually start planning out our paper. We wanna make sure we keep our character near the center of our paper. We're gonna start near the top of our paper with our first circle, in between our first and third peg here. And we're gonna go about the size of a tennis ball. So again, we're just gonna kind of practice using our shoulder. We're not gonna make any marks on our paper just yet. We're gonna kind of get warmed up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and lower that pencil down onto the paper. And do several circles on top of one another. Do not worry about that circle being perfect. So now what you wanna do, we're gonna draw in another circle about the same size directly underneath it to help you with his chin. We're also gonna kind of make this a little more squishier, so a little more of a soval, as we'll call it. So I'm gonna look at the bottom right corner, okay? And we're gonna do a little curved line back and forth. And we're gonna go ahead and roll this around. We're gonna use our shoulder once again to draw in a very light circle. Keep it very, very light. And then we're going to go into making a few construction lines on our character. So we look at the top part of the circle. We're going to bring this down into the bottom of that circle. So we start with the top. Keep it curved with the circle. One thing to keep in mind is kind of think of these as more as balls and spheres and globes. And that way you can kind of get this line in there and have it more curved. Now the horizontal line, however, is going to go from right to left, right across that vertical guideline. So we're going to go from right, bring it across to the left side. Okay, and it's going to go several times back and forth, really, really light. If you need another horizontal line to help you with the eyes, you can also come back up to the right side of that circle, and we're going to go across that vertical line. It's very, very light at first. What we're going to do, we're going to start going outside to inside and do all the details last. So I'm going to go over here on the right side of his head and start there in between the two horizontal lines. The little curved line, we're going to sketch it out first. We're going to bring this a little bit outside our circle. So we're going to start to make a number 7. Bring it in to the top part of that circle. Bring it together. And then we're going to go up against the right side of that circle. And we're going to actually bring this up above his head. We're going to give him a little more of a head bump here. Bring it up and around. Keep the same curve as the circle as you come back around. And we're going to hit right back on the left side. So you're going to have your little points where it touches the circle. Let's keep it light at first. And then you can go in there, back over here on the right side, and start to work on his little cheekbones. So you'll notice there's a lot of curves in the Genie.
Okay, let me pause for a second. How are you guys doing? Are you keeping up?
I'm keeping up for the most part.
Okay. Go to the chat. Okay. All right. I'll pause
Already.
the next step.
Eric Goldberg was the supervising animator of the Genie, and he was one of the first animators on the project. So he had a chance to kind of look at some artwork and to get inspired for the film. And they used a lot of Al Hertzfeld's artwork. It's a lot of simple and clean lines to his artwork. So that's why you'll see a lot of curves in not just the Genie, but some of the other characters in Aladdin. And what we want to do, we're going to actually go into that cheekbone now. We're going to bring a capital T in. Let's draw a capital T. And we're going to bring this down into that bottom circle. So it's going to come into the bottom circle. It's going to go over to the right side of that bottom circle. Bring this together at the bottom, tracing over the bottom of the circle there. Okay, and this will give you his nice big chin that he's got, and you just have that curve of the circle to help you out with that.
Okay, let me pause there so you guys can look. It's a really big chin. Okay, just let me know if you guys are ready to move forward. Don't worry too much about like any erasing, stuff like that, because we can come in and always adjust it later. And keep your lines really light and flowing. This is our assignment, Carissa. We're supposed to be drawing together right now. Just FYI. All right, you guys, I'm going to keep playing.
Now, if you're not feeling as confident, you don't want to bring all the way over from the bottom of the circle over to the left side just in one big long swoop, you can always come back up to the top part of that circle and come in just a little bit from the circle. Maybe just a pencil width in, just regular pencil. And just come straight down and bring it together at the bottom of the circle. So just kind of sketch it out at first. That way you can go back in, look at it, and see if you need to adjust a line, bring it out a little bit more. And you can play around this how many times. And now what you want to do is go ahead and put in his ear. And then we'll look at the top part of that circle. You're going to come over to the left side. So you'll look at it as the pencil right here. Top of the circle, come out. You can draw a line if that'll help. And we look at the bottom of the circle. We're going to come down, but we're going to move it up a little bit from the bottom of the circle. So we're going to go right about there. Okay, halfway. And we're going to actually pull in his ears. Your ears are kind of more of an elf's ears, where it's pointed at the top. And it's going to bring this down. And we're going to bring this around. A little S curve here. And just do a little curve at the bottom here. And that will be his ears. His ears can get a little tricky sometimes. And now we can look at the left side of that circle and come straight down. And we're going to angle this down into.
I'm going to pause there so you guys can kind of look at the full shape. Just let me know when you guys are ready to go to the next step. I know the ears are tricky. Okay. Okay, great. I'm going to keep playing here.
Our Hollywood Studios logo, or just toward the bottom left corner of your paper. Just going to slide it in. This will give you his great big neck and shoulders that he's got. And then on the right side, we're going to kind of do a little bit of the same thing. So I'm just going to look the bottom right corner of our bottom circle and just draw a little curved line. And this will give you pretty much the outside of the genie first before you put any details in there, and this will help you out a little bit. If you want to go ahead and put the hairdo on top of his head, you can. So what we're going to do, we're going to draw in an oval sitting on top of his head. And then his hair kind of reminds me of the magic carpet tassel. So go back and look at that. You can do this however you want to. It's not specific. Or you can actually think of this as kind of like a question mark. If you want to just draw a question mark in there, make it a little bit easier for you. And then just go on top of that and make it like a thick question mark. Just fun hair, just going everywhere. Just however you want to. So we're just go ahead and sketch that out too. So once we get that in there, we're going to go ahead and know where our eyes, nose, and mouth might go. So we know our eyes are going to be here. We know our nose is going to be here and our mouth's down here at the bottom. So we'll keep his teeth together. And we'll go on the right side first and take the top horizontal line, you're going to actually curve this down into that vertical line. And then we're going to come over on the right side and draw in another curved line between the two horizontal lines. So it kind of looks like a football on this side. And you want to make sure you leave a little space between his eyes. If you need to put like a little small light circle in between the eyes, you can do that. Or a pencil width or so. So we look back at the top horizontal line. We know his eyelid's going to match up there. And we're going to sketch it out at first, just in case we need to change up a line anytime throughout the drawing. Bring this down to the bottom horizontal line. And then we're going to come over here on the left side and bring this together. So it kind of looks like maybe an almond or shape for that eye. And what I did recommend is kind of angling the pupils a little bit at the bottoms of the eyes. So we're going to pull them over on the bottom part and kind of angle it.
Do you guys need me to pause here? Or maybe I'll pause once she
And
gets.
same thing on the right side, just kind of angling those pupils. One thing that they'll recommend when they're drawing the genie. And then we're going to actually go on the inside part of his eye.
Pause there for a second. Let me know when you guys are ready. See. Okay. How's it going so far?
Mine looks interesting, to say the least.
Really? Do you want to show yours?
Sure.
Wait, I can't see the video panel right now. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Oh, nice. Okay, so I noticed the eye on the right, you slanted it a little bit. If you straighten it out, you see the eye on the right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I noticed. Other than that, it looks perfect.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. I'll show mine real quick. See this? Yeah, the eye on I'm trying to show you. This one. Yours was just a little more slanted this way. So if you put a little more straight, maybe? I don't know. I feel like mine has, this forehead is a little too pointy or something. But we can always adjust it later, so. All right, I'm gonna keep playing, guys.
Eye, on the right eye here. I'm going to curve down into the bottom of the first circle. We're going to come down. And then we're going to give him a little curve at the bottom of his nose because it sticks out into the second circle there. Once it sticks out, it's going to come right, it's going to do a little S curve and bring it right back into that first circle. One thing they'll do in animated movies is actually bring in the voice actors first, and then the animators will videotape them, and they'll actually animate to the videotape so they can get the expressions of the genie or Jafar or whoever your favorite character is in Aladdin. Let's trace over a few lines so you can kind of get a good feel of tracing over some lines for like the eyes. I want to make sure the eyelids are a little bit darker at the top. And just kind of trace over the right side and the left side of his eyes. The pupil too. I'm just going to go ahead and shade that in there really quick. Try not to go too thick on the bottoms of the eyes. You're going to kind of at least keep it thick on the top. So you have like too much eyeliner there. We're going to trace over the nose since we're all in that area now. Now what we want to do is go directly underneath the left eye and pull in his cheekbones. So we'll just do a little curved line going up against that cheek. Okay, and same thing on the right side, going up against the right side of that eye, at the bottom of the eye. And the cheeks and the dimples kind of push up together, like they're the same curve. So that'll help you out too when he's smiling. And so we want to keep him smiling in this pose. It's a lot of squash and stretch used in the Genie too, and a lot of the characters. And you'll hear that term a lot in animation. So we'll take the horizontal line in the bottom of the circle, and we're going to basically just draw a little S curve just halfway in between the two.
You know what, you guys? I missed those lines under the eyes, so I got to pause for a second. I'm sorry. I also didn't connect the smile yet. Sorry about that. Okay, I've caught up. Are you guys okay if I play? Okay.
Areas. I don't want to touch the right side to the top part of the cheek. I want to keep that space right there, so it looks like the illusion that his cheek is coming out towards you more. So I'm sketch it in at first, and then I go back in and trace over that line. So now what you want to do is go ahead and draw in a smile. And I recommend drawing through forms so you can see where it comes out on the other side. So don't feel like you have to stop out the nose and start over here. Just draw straight through it. You can erase any of these lines later on once you finish drawing the character. So we start with the dimple. We're going to go ahead and lightly draw through the nose and bring it right back up to his left dimple. So just practice a little bit first with it. And again, if you need to move that line, you can still do that if you need. So we'll trace over that smile. Now we're going to actually go on the right side of that dimple, and we're going to come down into the second circle. To me, this is going to look like a number one, starting with the top part of his lip, coming down, and we're going to do the cross against the bottom of the base of the number one here. And we're going to bring this out to the right side of his cheek here, and you're going to come down. And then we're going to go about halfway in between the top and the bottom of that circle. So we want to find the halfway point here. And you can just do the best you can. It's just approximate. Bring this around. Keep the same curves, kind of the bottom of the circle, so you can use the bottom of the circle as a reference as you're sketching it around at first, and bring it over to about where the left side of the circle is. Now we're just going to bring this right back into that left dimple. So we're just going to bring this together. Okay. And that will be his little teeth, bottom teeth there. Now, to make it easy for you, we do have the separation between his upper teeth and his bottom teeth. And we're going to just go in the middle. You can look at the bottom of his teeth right there and bring it over to the side.
You guys okay if I keep playing? Can you just let me know, unmute or message in the chat if you want me to pause? Okay. Oh, Adam needs to pause for a sec. I'm going to pause for her hand.
Draw in.
Not in the way there.
kind of like a
Is that good? Sorry, Adam. Just let me know when you're ready. Those are some really big teeth. No worries. You can finish it up later and just upload it by next week. I gotta keep playing because we're gonna run out of time. Just do as much as you can. You can
triangle
always
and
go
just
back
doing
and
kind of the negative space
finish
here
it later.
for the upper teeth and the bottom teeth. That way you don't have to try to figure out which is which over there. Just draw a little triangle and shade that in. And if you want to add a few little teeth marks in yours, you can on the upper teeth or bottom teeth. Just kind of randomly put in little tiny vertical lines. That's your choice to make, though. You can keep it like it is. We'll trace over the right side of the dimple, the cheekbone, the eyebrow bone, right there at the top. We'll go ahead and go back in and trace over the right side of his chin. So we're just kind of tracing over the right side right now, leaving the left side alone and the top part for just a second. And trace over the bottom part of his chin. When we get his chin in there, we can go back up to the left dimple and just to the side of this mouth. You're going to kind of keep the same curve as his teeth and his cheek, or his cheekbone over here. Bring this down over on the left side. I know one thing Eric Goldberg referenced Aladdin as like a buddy comedy because it's like this really great relationship between the genie and Aladdin. Aladdin was done by Glenn Keane, the great Glenn Keane, and also voiced by Scott Winger, who also starred in Full House as DJ's boyfriend. So neat little trivia there for you. And then he's got that nice little twisty beard. So I like to think kind of like a funnel or just a tornado. You can think of something that twists, like Princess Leia's hairstyle, if that helps. Go over on the right side and kind of do like a letter J at first. And just swirl it around one time. You can go crazy on the swirls if you want. Just have fun with it. It's just hair. It's just a beard. Goatee. And we're just going to actually go up on the left side, kind of make that a little bit thicker, and come right back on the left side too. Just make sure it completes your beard on the side. All right, so you can just kind of shade in that beard really quick. You can just do a quick sketch too. You don't have to shade in all of those the white spaces in there.
I made his
And
beard
the
way
singing
too long.
voices of Aladdin and Jasmine were a little bit different than the speaking voices. That's Brad Keane and Leah Salonga, the singing voices. And then we're going to go back over here on the left side of the chin. We're going to trace over the side of his head and bring it around. One thing Eric Goldberg will remember is watching Robin Williams laugh at some of his animation artwork of the genie coming in there, and he loved working with him on that. I'm going to go on the right side of his eyebrow now. I'm going to put in his, just pull this in a little bit into the circle. And we're going to actually curve all the way around to the right side. So it kind of looks like a Nike swoosh to the side.
No worries, you guys. Have a good day. Don't worry if you have to leave.
I'm going to shade in the eyebrow. And we'll leave a little bit of space between the two eyebrows. You want to make sure that just do a little curved line. And we'll just do another line right on top of that. It's going to be a nice little eyebrow. Make sure that the eyebrows do not touch each other, so don't cross this eyebrow to the other side or this eyebrow to the other side as well. Just that way you don't have a one eyebrow genie. We'll trace over all of your head, and you can trace over his ear now, all in there. Bring this in. And then the inside part of his ear, you're going to draw kind of a backwards J. So I do the cross of the J, the same curve as his ear. So just come into the ear a little bit and just do a little curved line. Or upside down Y, that would also work too if you look at it as an upside down Y. And you just trace over his neck. And of course, his hair, you can play around with this however you want to. Just kind of trace over that part. Let's bring this together. You can shade that in if you like, kind of get a little bit darker. Okay, he's got black hair. Remember at the end of Aladdin, Genie is wearing a Hawaiian shirt and a goofy hat. And if you remember, we had a little film called Back to Neverland here. And Robin Williams actually wore that kind of same outfit in that film with Walter Cronkite. So we're going to actually draw in a little bit of his earring if you'd like to add it. You don't have to add it if you don't want to. So you just start at the bottom part of his ear and just go with a U shape going over to the left side. Don't let the other side come into the ear. You just want to go to the right side, bring this together, and make that a bubble letter U. All right. It on the genie there. But the last step you ever want to do to your artwork is go ahead and sign your artwork. Put your name on your drawings. You can always date it, put a year on it.
All right, you guys. So we should be basically done now.
Wait, is the assignment posted or is it not posted?
Yep, it'll be posted on Google Classroom. It should be up there already.
Okay.
So when you're done, you can just take a photo of it. We have 3 more minutes left. You guys can add your little signatures. And do you want to turn on your cameras so you guys can share your drawing? Okay. I'm going to show you guys mine. I think I made my jaw a little, I gave him a Habsburg jaw. The jaw is like an underbite. He's blue. Yeah, you guys can get some extra credit too if you want to color it in. Okay, so all you guys have
whatever you like to do to make sure.
Submit the assignment, and I'll show you guys where it is. So just take a photograph with your autograph on it. Let me post this. Live drawing lesson Genie. Just take a photograph of your work and upload it when you're done. And that's it. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone else want to share their drawings? Yes, I can. One sec.
Hi, I'm Heather. I'm one of bubble letter U. Step you ever want to do to your artwork is go ahead and sign your artwork. Put your name.
Okay, you guys, so I posted the link to the video. The time will get cut off. I'm gonna leave it paused here, but it will get cut off in case we get disconnected. I did attach the video to the Google Classroom post for you guys.